Rosenort Volunteer Fire Department was born because of tragedy. In the mid-1950s, a local farmer had a house fire that took the lives of his 2 children. Hydro had not yet reached their farm, and a lantern that they relied on for light overturned and set the house on fire. People rushed to the scene and set up a bucket brigade, which did little to contain the fire. About that time, the Haldeman Church had provided the funds and built a small trailer to tow behind a car or truck to the scene of a fire. The trailer contained a 9-horsepower Wisconsin engine with a pump and some hose and nozzles. The trailer was also outfitted with a heat bulb to keep the engine warm so it would start in winter. This Haldeman fire trailer served the fire department for many years, even after the first fire truck was bought. After that tragic fire that took the lives of the farmer's 2 children, the EMC and Haldeman churches joined forces to establish a volunteer fire department. The first job was to outfit a used 1959 Mercury 2-ton truck with pump and 500-gallon tank. Most of this work was done by the Purse brothers until harvest work needed to be done. It then became the task of Frank Platt to do the finishing touches, like putting in hose racks, making it fire-ready. A 1-stall fire hall was built, which still stands today at the corner of Highway 205 and Rolls Lane, and helmets, boots, and coats were purchased. All this was done with local donations from all walks of life supporting the cause. The fire truck was not built to any normal standards, but the department managed to put out a lot of fires. Sid Reimer was appointed as the first fire chief. Firefighters often have to deal with tragedy. This comes with the job, whether you're paid or a volunteer. Once the fire department was recognized by the RM, the firemen would earn $5 a call or a drill, maxed out at 12 drills a year, or $60 for 12 months of volunteer work. The chief would get $7 a call. These rates did not change till just recently. There's also a humorous side to firefighting on occasion, like the time the fire truck started to burn on the way to a structure fire north of Rosenort. Stan and Oliver Platt were driving the truck, and when they arrived on scene, their laughter was questioned by Chief Frank Platt, who then learned the truck started to burn on the way to the fire. The fire in the truck was quickly put out, and everyone proceeded to the fire scene and did manage to save the building. Or what about the time firefighters were called out of church one Sunday morning to respond to a pig barn fire? The brigade, still dressed in their Zinnisha Bexa, stormed into the barn and carried out the pigs one by one. Then there was the time the department got called out in the coldest part of winter to attend to a fire in a huge pile of bales inside a barn. The barn also contained many cows, and this was of extra concern. The pumps kept freezing up, and a dreadful cold time was had. They had no choice but to remove the cows because it was not certain the fire could be controlled. All went well except one cow insisted on walking back into the warmth of the smoke-filled barn. The cow refused to leave, so Chief Platt told one of the firefighters to grab a 2x4 and smack it over the head to get its attention. This worked, and the cow finally left the barn. 1981 was a turning point for the fire department. The RM had been building up a reserve for a new fire pumper. A new 625 GPM King Seagrave pumper was purchased. They needed a place to park this new truck and decided to build a new fire hall. And where did they get the funds to do this? Chief Platt's brother went door to door getting people to donate. They raised almost enough, and a local business kicked in the balance. Money was also found to purchase a new paging system with the equipment housed at the Eventide home. The ladies working there would receive the call and page the firefighters. This was so much more efficient than the old party lines. What a year. Things have continued to progress over the years. A new Fort Garry pumper was purchased, also a used rescue van which needs to be replaced very soon. A beautiful 6-passenger pumper has been added lately. Since becoming an organized fire department in 1960, there have been 5 fire chiefs and a host of dedicated volunteer firefighters. We owe a lot of gratitude to these men and women for their dedication and their willingness to serve the community. So what's next? As mentioned, to keep up with the growth of Rosenort, a new rescue van is needed that is safe to drive, and perhaps a water tanker will be needed as more dugouts are disappearing. And to house all this, maybe a new fire hall with a few more doors.